A Facebook notification blinked onto my screen as I was deep in quarterly reports in my glass-walled corner office. I nearly dismissed it, until I glimpsed the preview, finally blocked my toxic sister. Life's better without her chaos. Curiosity edged out indifference. I tapped it open. There it was, Emma's full post. A public declaration of boundaries, laced with 3 paragraphs condemning people who never grow up and refuse to take responsibility. She called it self-care, a cleansing. The post had already racked up dozens of likes and supportive comments, our shared friends and extended relatives cheering her on for choosing peace. I leaned back in my leather chair, eyes drifting toward the skyline, 26 years old, and Emma still saw me as the screw-up, the family failure. She had no idea the woman she was erasing from her life was actually the CEO of Meridian Tech Solutions, the very company that had just offered her the marketing director role she'd been chasing for 2 years. I didn't clap back. Didn't comment, defend, or confront. Instead, I reached for my phone and made a single call. Jennifer, it's Alexandra. Please withdraw the job offer we sent to Emma Torres yesterday. 3 years ago, I launched Meridian Tech with $50,000 saved from long nights coding for freelance clients. What began in a cramped studio apartment had grown into a thriving digital agency, 37 employees, nearly $8 million in annual revenue, and momentum that didn't quit. None of my family knew. As far as they were concerned, I was still that college dropout who wasted her potential messing with computers. They thought I barely scraped by as a freelancer, juggling invoices and rent. At dinners, they'd nod absently when I mentioned new clients, then change the subject. They assumed I was lost in some tech fantasy, clinging to a pipe dream. Emma, especially, never held back. You can't live on side gigs forever, Alex, she'd say over roast chicken and forced smiles. You need to get serious. This isn't a career, it's a hobby. I'd smile, keep my peace, and never mention that my hobby had outgrown her entire department. Here's the irony, Emma was good, really good. When our team began scouting for a new marketing director 6 months ago, I'd anonymously slipped her resume to HR. No favoritism, no shortcuts. She earned her way to the top of a 47-person applicant list. Her interviews were flawless, her pitch deck, impressive. She got the offer on merit. Yesterday, Jennifer, our HR director, called with the news. Emma was thrilled. She told our parents immediately, then gushed online about landing her dream job at an innovative tech firm. She had no clue her toxic sister owned it. After reading her post this morning, I called Jennifer into my office. I need you to withdraw the offer to Emma Torres. Jennifer blinked. Emma Torres? Her file spotless. The team adored her. What changed? There's a conflict of interest, I said, sliding my phone across the desk. Jennifer skimmed the post, her eyebrows lifted. Wait, this Emma is your sister? She doesn't know I'm the CEO. But, your name? I use my mother's maiden name. We have different fathers. Jennifer sat down, stunned. So your sister just unknowingly accepted a job at your company, and then called you toxic on Facebook. Exactly. I can't onboard someone who publicly disrespects me, even unknowingly, especially not in a leadership role. Jennifer hesitated. Want me to say we're eliminating the position? I nodded. Tell her it's a budget issue, and thank her for her time. An hour later, Jennifer returned. It's done. She was crushed, but professional, asked if we'd consider her again in the future. And the post? Changed her tone. She's now talking about unexpected setbacks and the universe testing her resilience, her support circles back in full force. I glanced at the screen, another sympathy comment had just rolled in. Emma was spiraling, but she'd never know why. She'd never realize she'd burned the very bridge she'd finally been given a chance to cross. And I wasn't bitter. I was just done handing out lifelines to people who believed I didn't deserve to swim. By mid-afternoon, the narrative had shifted. Emma's job loss had become a family talking point, and somehow, I was being cast as the villain. My cousin Mark commented, "This is why you were right to cut Alex out. Toxic people bring bad luck, even from a distance." At 3 p.m., my phone rang. It was my mother. "Alexandra, I just saw Emma's post. She's heartbroken about the job. She thinks, maybe you jinxed it." I let the silence speak before answering. "She thinks I cursed her career now?" "She's just upset. People look for explanations when things fall apart." "So I'm the scapegoat?" "Alex, you know how Emma gets when she's emotional." "Mom, did you even read what she said about me this morning?" "I saw something about blocking toxic family. I figured you two had argued." We didn't. She made a public announcement that the family is better off without me. There was a long pause on the other end. I'm sure she didn't mean it personally. How exactly do you not mean something like that personally? You know Emma, she posts dramatic things when she's overwhelmed. So it's okay for her to humiliate me publicly, but I'm supposed to comfort her when life hits back? Maybe you could reach out, be the bigger person. I almost laughed. She blocked me, Mom, said life is better without me. Why would I chase after that? Because you're sisters. Family matters more than social media. Does it? Because Emma said family is better without me. Don't be petty, Alex. I'm not being petty, I'm honoring her request. Later that evening, I received a text from Emma. Alex, I know we're not talking, but I really need to vent. The job I was supposed to start Monday just disappeared. Can you call me? I stared at it for a while. This was the same person who, only hours ago, publicly erased me from the family. Now she needed emotional support from the toxic sister. I replied, "Didn't you block me this morning because I was too toxic?" She responded almost instantly. "That was just Facebook drama. This is real life. I really need my sister right now." Emma, you said blocking my toxic sister and family is better without her. How is that not about me? You're being too sensitive. It's just a post. So I'm toxic on Facebook, but a support system in real life? Can we not do this? I'm really struggling. You were right this morning, Emma. Maybe the family really is better off without the drama. I blocked her number. Over the next week, her posts became more frantic. She had declined 2 other offers while waiting on Meridian Tech, and now she was scrambling. Relatives continued to speculate that her misfortune was karmic, caused by my negative energy, though I hadn't spoken to her in months. On Thursday, my mother called again. Emma's still looking. She's wondering if maybe someone in your, computer network might need marketing help? My computer network? You know, your freelance clients. Maybe one of them could use her skills. I sighed. Mom, you want Emma to get help from the same person she just dragged publicly? She didn't mean it seriously. She meant it enough to write 3 paragraphs. Family helps family, Alex. Funny, she didn't say that when she told the internet the family would be better without me. You're being stubborn. I'm being consistent. I'm respecting her boundaries. The following Monday, Emma posted something new. Lately I've been reflecting on family and how sometimes we burn bridges in moments of stress. I want to apologize to anyone I may have hurt. An hour later, I received another message. Alex, I posted an apology. I was wrong. I took my stress out on you. Can we talk? That night, I called her. Emma, I saw your post. I'm so sorry. I was having the worst week and I lashed out at you. What were you so stressed about? Work, family stuff, feeling like some people get more attention than others. By some people, you mean me? She hesitated. Mom and Dad always talk about how you're not living up to your potential, and sometimes I felt overlooked. You think they worry about me more than they praise you? I guess I resented that. I just thought, maybe if you had a real job, things would be more stable. And what would qualify as a real job? Like working for a tech company or marketing firm, something secure, something respectable. I let that hang in the air. Emma, what was the name of the company whose offer got rescinded? Meridian Tech Solutions. They seemed amazing. The CEO built it from scratch. I was really excited. I took a breath. That company? It's mine. Silence, deep, disbelieving. What? I'm the CEO of Meridian Tech. I founded it 3 years ago. That's not possible. You're a freelancer. No, I run an $8 million agency. I chose to live modestly. I reinvest in my business. You're serious? Very. She went quiet again. So. I was hired by the sister I called toxic. You were, and you didn't even know it. I had no idea. I know, and that's the issue. What do you mean? 4 years, you dismissed my work, treated me like a burden, like someone who'd never grow up. You never asked what I was building, never cared to know. If I'd known, I would've. Would've what? Shown me basic respect? She was crying now. Alex, I'm so sorry. The offer was rescinded because I can't employ someone who publicly disrespects their CEO, even if they didn't know. You pulled the offer? I did, not because I'm petty, but because it showed me exactly how you see me. But we're sisters. And this morning, you said the family was better without me. I was wrong. Yes, but there's a difference between being wrong and learning from it. What do you mean? I mean you're only apologizing now because you found out I could help you. If I were just a struggling freelancer, would you be saying sorry at all? She didn't answer. Emma? I don't know. That's the problem. Your respect for me is conditional, based on what I can do for you, not who I am. I recommended you for the position anonymously. I genuinely wanted you to succeed. Then why did you rescind the offer? Because after reading your post, I realized I can't have someone on my team who has such fundamental disrespect for me. Alex, I do respect you, I just didn't understand your career. Emma, respect doesn't depend on understanding. It's about treating people with basic dignity, whether or not you understand their choices. You're right. Am I? Because if I had been the struggling freelancer you thought I was, would your post have still been acceptable? No, it wouldn't have been okay, no matter what. Then why did you write it? I was angry, frustrated, and I took it out on someone I assumed didn't have the power to fight back. Her honesty stopped me cold. Emma, that's the exact problem. You aimed your anger at someone you thought was beneath you. I understand that now. We ended the call with a promise to talk again soon. But over the next week, Emma did something I didn't expect. She posted a public apology, owning her words, taking full responsibility, and admitting that she was wrong to attack a family member just because she felt powerless herself. More importantly, she began volunteering at a nonprofit that helps unemployed professionals rebuild their careers. 3 weeks later, she called me again. I've been thinking about what you said, about how I treat people I think have less power than me, she said. You were right. I've been reflecting on other moments too, like when a barista told me she wanted to be a writer, and I told her to be realistic, or the intern I lectured for dreaming too big. How do you feel about those moments now? Awful. I see now that I was projecting. I was afraid of instability, so I tried to shut down anyone who dared to dream bigger. What changed? Working with the nonprofit, meeting people who lost everything, but still had the courage to start over, it made me realize how wrong I was. I've seen how easily we dismiss people who don't follow the conventional path. That's a powerful realization. I owe you more than an apology, Alex. I owe you respect. I was so wrong about you. I appreciate that. Is there any chance we can rebuild our relationship? Not because I want something, but because I miss having you as my sister. I paused. Over the last month, she hadn't just apologized, she'd done the work. Her actions matched her words. I'm willing to try, but it has to be rooted in respect and honesty. What does that look like? No more assumptions, no more judging each other's lives, just honest support, even when we don't understand each other fully. I can do that. One more thing, I'm done hiding my success to make others comfortable. I wouldn't want you to. That means our family is going to find out the truth, about everything. Then it's time, and I'll stand with you, even if it means admitting I was wrong for years. 2 months later, we had lunch near Meridian Tech's headquarters, our 4th meeting since we started rebuilding, and the first one that felt completely natural. How's the new job? I asked. Good, not as fancy as the Meridian role, but I actually like the people. I'm glad. She hesitated. Do you ever regret not telling the family sooner? Sometimes. I could have used the support while I was building everything. So why didn't you? Because at first, I wanted to prove I could do it on my own, and later, it became a test. I wanted to see how people treated me when they thought I had nothing. What did you learn? That respect is often conditional, even from people who claim to love you, but I also learned that some people, like you, can grow. Do you think Mom and Dad will take it well? I honestly don't know. They might feel betrayed, or worse, they might suddenly care too much now that I'm successful. When are you planning to tell them? Soon. I'm tired of pretending. Do you want me there? Would you want to be there? Yes, I want to own my part in this too. The following Sunday, we drove to our parents' house. You two have been secretive lately, Dad said as we sat in the living room. What's going on? I glanced at Emma. She gave me a nod. Mom, Dad, I need to tell you something important about my career, something I've kept to myself for a long time. For the next 20 minutes, I walked them through the journey of Meridian Tech Solutions, how I built it, the clients we've helped, the team I lead, and the $8 million in annual revenue we've reached. They stared at me in stunned silence. You run a company that brings in how much a year? Dad finally asked. 8 million. While we were worrying about your future and lecturing you about real jobs. Yes. Mom wiped tears from her eyes. Why didn't you tell us? Because I wanted to see how you'd treat me when you thought I had nothing. Emma leaned forward. Mom, Dad. Alex is being gracious. The truth is, we all dismissed her. We assumed she was failing. We were trying to help, Dad said. Were you? I asked gently, because it never felt like help. It felt like control, like I was being corrected instead of understood. We didn't know what you were doing. Did you ever ask? Another silence. I love you both, I continued, but for years, you treated me like a disappointment. I needed support, not lectures. We're sorry, Mom said quietly. What can we do now? Dad asked. Start by treating me like the capable adult I've always been, and not just being proud now, but recognizing that I was worth respecting before the success too. We're proud of you. Are you proud of me, or proud of what I built? What's the difference? The difference is whether you love me for who I am, or for what I've achieved. Emma spoke again. That's the lesson I had to learn. I only felt proud of Alex once I knew how successful she was, but I should have admired her all along, for having the courage to take her own path. Dad exhaled. You're both right. We should have supported you, even when we didn't get it. So what now? Mom asked softly. Now we rebuild, I said, with respect, with curiosity, no more assumptions, no more fixing what was never broken. And that's exactly what we did. My parents began asking thoughtful questions about my work. They stopped offering unsolicited advice. Emma and I continued to grow closer. She even became one of my most trusted professional sounding boards. And eventually, I helped her land a better job, at a company that did recognize her worth. Ironically, the Facebook post that nearly shattered everything became the moment that saved our family. It forced us to confront what we'd never dared to say. That respect shouldn't be earned through titles or salary figures, but given freely, especially to the ones we claim to love. 6 months later, Emma posted something new. Success takes many forms, and the greatest kind is growing into someone who supports others, even when you don't understand their path. Proud of my sister for showing me what real strength and real family look like. This time, I smiled, and hit like. Because sometimes, to rebuild what's broken, you have to be willing to let it fall apart first. And sometimes, the person they thought was the weakest link turns out to be the foundation holding the whole family together.